All right, praise God, Heavenly Father, as we come before you today, we want to thank you for all your many, many blessings. And Lord, we just ask that you would be with our employees again, our first responders, just watch over them. And Heavenly Father, we just ask now that you would give us the knowledge and wisdom to make the right decisions, and that we'd have a peaceful meeting here this evening. Just ask this in Jesus' name, and we give you the glory. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. All three of the commissioners present, Lauren and Candace is here also. Call this meeting to order. Anything for the agenda?
We had, several correspondence added. We had the letter from Colby Simpson to be, for the 911 advisory, Steve Shipley for the 911 advisory, West Virginia's against the transmission line flyer, the solid waste management comprehensive plans, those were just correspondence. And then we received a correspondence from former Commissioner Jerry Wisner to add, and I believe that was the only change.
Okay, then here we motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second. For that also previous minutes, have you had a chance to order the minutes?
Yep, I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes from January 27th and February 10th.
Second. For that also. Okay, we're down to public comments now. Before we start this public comments, I'm gonna start it. And, I have been doing a lot of research in the last week and a half to since these meetings has got out of order. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I would advise you to be in order. Because I found a couple codes that you're not gonna like if you get out of order. I'm giving everybody an upfront warning. And I've already sent the one to Joel, he knows what they are. And I will, whether you like it or not, enforce them. I'm just telling everybody. Now, I want to make one statement because I know we got some people on the Zoom, and I want to make one statement. And let's see, I don't know if Raj recalls it or not, but if you do, please correct me. And Eddie, if I make a mistake, please correct me if I'm wrong. We had a meeting, and I'm really disappointed in some of our EMS services. I'm going to tell you that right now. We had a meeting back 10 years ago. Yes, I don't know when it was, but it was at Farmington Fire Department. An EMS meeting, EMS story meeting. And it come up that they wanted to, somebody wanted to, lower there was 15 people on the board, if I remember right. And they wanted to do away with the 15 members and bring it down 5. And these 5 members was going to be randomly picked from the county. Do you remember that, Raj? Vaguely, yes. Huh?
He did, McLeod did it.
Well, I wouldn't mention no name, but yes. But anyway, they asked him to resign from the ambulatory board. I didn't know nothing about the ambulatory board. I knew nothing about it. And I still don't know a lot. I'll be honest with you. But they asked me if I'd go on it, and I did. And once I got on it, I started thinking about things. And I thought, it's not fair for the squads not to have a representation on that board. It's not fair. Who knows more about the EMS in here than what our squad members knows? So Jerry and myself started working on this, and we had to go through some loops and hoops and everything else. And we come up, and I've been noticing whenever you put in for an ambulatory member from the squads, they've kind of got away from the rules a little bit. And I'm going to remind them, you've got to go by the rules or you can't appoint somebody. So the rules was that you had to select, I think it was 3 names. I'm not 100% sure. Do you remember, Raj? It's two or three names.
At least two.
It was at least two, and they were told, the person that you want, put number one. That doesn't mean you're going to get them. That means that the commission will look at them. So we cut the number down from 15 to 11. We put on two members at large, and we put on one individual from every squad. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That's the way we did it, and that, Jerry and myself started that. And I'm really concerned about, I'm disappointed about how the EMS services forgets what people has done for them. Kurt, watch your back. That's all I'm saying to you, watch your back. And, you know, hear about, within the last summer sometime, there was an accident on Route 50 within seeing distance of Burlington. Well, they showed up with an ambulance that wasn't equipped somehow. I don't know all the details, but I know they couldn't haul the individual in the ambulance. And they had to go back to their station and get another ambulance. They brought the wrong one. And I was questioned about that by a couple people. And I upheld, I kind of defended, I didn't uphold, I defended Burlington Fire Department, because I made the statement, I said, well, thank goodness nobody got hurt. Thank goodness it was with almost eyesight of Burlington Fire Department. And I said, everything worked out, nobody got hurt. But yet, they forget this stuff. When they get a personal agenda against somebody, they don't remember what good you've done. So I'm just gonna say, I'm really disappointed in some of them, not all. Some of the people in the squads for their actions in the last couple meetings. I'm really disappointed in a lot of people's actions, and a lot of it was my fault. And I'll take blame for it, because the first meeting we had that got out of order, I was assuming that if people get their voices heard, it would stop. But it didn't, it got worse. And I feel that this is nothing more than a personal attack on me, is what I feel. So I just wanted to clarify that up before we go any further, because I'm really disappointed in some things that has taken place. And I got a letter, and I almost forgot that. I didn't know I didn't know it. Just to come back from, I was over there, Cody, to talk to her about something. But this here, when did Jerry drop this off? Just a little bit ago?
We dropped it off to Tammy just while we've been in meetings.
Oh, today sometime. I did not know it was here. But Jerry Wisner, former Mineral County Commissioner, he wrote a little letter here. He said, to the Mineral County Commission, it is my recollection that Roger Lellerman recused himself from the vote whether or not to hire Luke McKenzie as county administrator. He is exactly right. I can tell you where that meeting took place, and I remember it well. It was down in the courtroom, the courthouse, because we was using that courtroom for a meeting for some reason. It might have been through COVID. I do not recall what, but I know I went into the back room and I stood there while they done the meeting with Tina, Dutch's daughter. We stood in the back, Jess, his daughter. We stood there together. And also it says that the mowing contract involved his son-in-law. The minutes of the commission meeting should reflect those facts. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened at that meeting. Number one, no, I did not leave the room. Number two, I did not vote. Number three, Lauren's husband recommended him for the position. And it was down in the commission room, down in the old commission room in the courthouse. I remember that well. But a lot of people blames me for getting family in there. I didn't put them in there. Their work habits put them in there. I just wanted to make that clear. And you want this to keep on record? You got a copy? Okay. So, without any other, I wanted to say that to make myself clear. Now, let's see, who do we have here? Logan? Is it Logan?
Yes.
Okay. Now you wanna,
Sure. One second.
Yeah. What is it, 3 minutes?
Yes.
Try to keep it short.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm Logan Caldwell with Kaiser Area Youth Soccer President. And really, I just wanted to come down and kind of share our viewpoint on our side of things, really with the Lorenum specific location. For anybody that doesn't know, that's where we hold all of our soccer events. You know, and right now we're averaging about probably 200 plus kids a year, about 9 fields. So, really, you know, because I know it's on the agenda for the mowing contract and all that, and really, I just wanted to kind of share our point of what we'd like to go in the decision as far as what we have to deal with. You know, of how crucial it is to maintain that space in an efficient way. Basically from July to probably November, we've got kids down there almost every night but Sunday. You know, everything's being used. And, you know, to this point, the last couple of years since I've been involved, everything's been running really smooth. No issues with field maintenance of the 1,000 headaches that we have every year. That's not one of them yet. So, which is good. But, you know, we just want to, you know, on behalf of my board and everybody that we have involved, we just wanted to share that, you know, I know that there's financial decisions and everything like that go into this and contract renewals and all that, but we just wanted to voice our opinion that we think that, you know, the actual efficiency of maintaining it and the space that it's used for the kids be at the forefront of that decision. Because, you know, if it's not, you know, the kids and us that run it and use the space on a day-to-day basis will be the ones that probably feel the brunt of that. And that's just really, you know, we just, like I said, we have a lot of kids involved now and it's growing every year. And if you factor in the kids that we bring in from JCP, I mean, that's probably 2,000 kids a year that come through that area playing soccer. So, like I said, we appreciate you getting to use the space. It's been a great space for us. I mean, I've had feedback from other areas about how we have the best grounds of all the areas around here. So, you know, everybody's admiring it. So we just want to, you know, say that we hope that in that decision will be what's best for the people that use that space. But like I said, you know, we appreciate the community and the opportunity to use this space and how great it's been for us. And like I said, we just hope that can factor in your all's decision. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Josh?
We're good.
Good to go. Hi, everyone. I'm Josh Morgart. I'm also from the Kaiser Area Youth Soccer League, actually on the Parks and Rec board as well. So I wanted to come and speak to this a little bit. First off, I wanted to thank the clerk in the commissioner office for getting me everything. I requested some stuff. I got it yesterday before the meeting, which is what I wanted to buy. So that was perfect for me. I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of information about, I think there's some misunderstanding, maybe some things that are misinformed. So I wanted to just share the information with everybody, make sure everyone's aware. So the contract that I guess is in question, I wanted to go over the specifics of it. I don't know if you guys have seen it or aware of it, but contract went into effect in 22, specifically July 19th. It's for the Lorenum only. I wasn't able to find one for 911. I don't think there is one. I think that's just like a side agreement, but it's $1,020 per cut. And that's for the soccer, the 4 ball fields, and the arboretum. There's no time frame specified. There's no renewal specified. It insinuates an indefinite continuation. There is a termination clause in there, which says they need notified 60 days by either party. There's also an immediate termination for a specific reason, some bad stuff basically, which I don't think we have at play here. And there's also an ability to request a 5% annual increase in that contract. And I'm a numbers person, so I'm up here. I'm going to talk about facts and numbers. I let Logan do the opinion stuff. But if he would have, Justin hasn't requested, and Justin from the Diamond Turf and Skate. Sorry, I was trying to think of the name of it there. He hasn't requested an increase since he started that. If he had, he averages about 25 cuts a year. The county would be paying about additional $6,000 on his contract. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That I have the payments and I'll share them with you if you would like them. You got them? Okay. I figured as much. So I feel like the contract was bid properly and according to code. And I just wanted to, clarify that there was no term on there or anything. Sorry, how many old time?
Oh, you got a little bit.
All right. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to say was about the potential for an employee to replace him.
And I know there's postings out there, the salary is right around 31,000. Just wanted to take into consideration the other financial factors that go into play. Could be upward of almost $50,000 annually, which is a far cry away from what he's actually making, which is around an average of $27,000 over the last 3 years for cutting both of those areas and doing a fine job of it as well. So I wanted to talk about the numbers behind that and just clarify and make sure that's open out there, because that could be a significant increase over the course of the time frame. A couple of years, it's going to add up, and I believe there's a stipulation with the county where your insurance is paid for. You pay for the first year and then it's paid for, so it only gets more expensive to have an employee after the first year. And I also know Parks and Rec wants an employee, so I get there's two sides to everything, but
You're free.
all right, that's all. No problem. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, Mark? Mark Turley, yes, sir. Come up and speak, sir.
A lot of it was covered by the gentleman before me, but the biggest thing, my concern is with what's going on with this is, has the commission actually done a thorough background of what the cost analysis is gonna be versus what we're paying him versus, and the job that he is doing for the community versus what it's gonna cost for an employee, unemployment, benefits, retirement, maintenance, tires, oil, grease, filters, fuel over the long run. And what numbers I've run in my head and on paper, the county's in for a loss versus paying a subcontractor, because a lot of businesses now in today's world are going with subcontractors, third-party employers in order to get jobs done and get them done effectively and as cheap as possible. And I know what his numbers are, and I've talked to him, and I told him, I said, I don't know how you're doing what you're doing for the price that you're doing it for. I said, he said, you wouldn't do it. And I said, no. I said, I would not. As a business owner, I said, I wouldn't touch it for the price that he's doing it at. And I said, I think it's gonna be a far overreach, and there's gonna be a lot of money spent that there needs to be a very strong cost analysis and benefit to compromise ratio looked at in the long run on this.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you much. Valerie? Yes, ma'am.
I still hear 3 minutes, Susan. I'm just 3 minutes and back again.
I can't hear you, Val.
I'm gonna still hear 3 minutes down. It's a joke.
Oh, okay. I can't hear
All right.
like I used to. You talk a little low anyway, when I just don't hear
Listen,
better.
this is about humane officer, the animal control.
Mhm.
Every time I talk, of course, she says she can't do anything. I'm not being mean or nasty. I've done a lot of calls. I've got 3 phone numbers here, and I'm gonna give them to you guys to help me out. They want to call. I have a 24-hour emergency livestock call too, all right? And that's for cattle, sheep, and everything. And no matter what they say, it files to the Humane Society, and guess what? The Sheriff's Department. So Joe, I'm sorry, but that's what they said. And what they said is when I filed a complaint about it, they were gonna send 1 to her and 1 to you. That's a while back. I don't know if you got it or not. Okay, but I'm just letting you know that's what they do. I had called over and over and over. It wouldn't be so bad, but the cattle out there, there's no grass or anything, so they use hay for the ground. And then he picks up the feces, right? He puts it in a great big pile, okay? And the hay's there, and they go and eat it when they're hungry, okay? And their feet, I learned that they gotta keep their feet dry too. I don't know much about it, you know what I mean? I'll tell you, I'm so stupid that when I first came up here, I didn't know the difference between a steer and a bull, but I do now. But my nephew won a but I didn't know. But these animals are pitiful. I just wish that you guys could call. If our humane officer is involved, please help me get her to know that this is what we have to do, because I don't know. But if you guys call as commissioners, right?
Have you talked to her?
Yeah, she don't call me back.
This is the property down for Ashby.
Yep, she won't call me back. She said, like you said, I've called agricultural department 3 times. I've called livestock. They said to go to the humane officer. She said, show me that. She doesn't know how it's being handled. I don't know if the state set it up that way. Does that make sense? Huh? Or what? She did go initially and stay in contact with me. She said she'd get back with me if the cattle hadn't gained weight or what, but I haven't heard from her. And I guess because when I call, she knows what it's about. I just call down and say, hey, they got food or they don't have food. I'll leave a message. That's it. You know, I don't know what else to do, but they told me if they die, they call the sheriff's department. Well, if I find one dead, I don't know what I want to do, but I hope they don't die. But there's a lot of animals missing, you know, with the COVID and everything, and I'm not saying they're dead. But I just need to know what's what, you know what I mean? Cause if she has to do something, I don't blame her, it's a lot of work, okay? But if agriculture needs to do it, then we need to know that. I don't know what to do. But when I filed a complaint, they said he sent one here and one to her. Don't it? And he asked me back, mind putting my name on? I said, no, I don't have a problem. If I want to complain, I'll put my name on.
Valley, I'll call her and talk to her.
Well, like I said,
If I can get her.
well, I know they don't take calls, what, on Thursday and Friday? Is that what it is? Or weekends, you know what I mean? I don't hear her recording, but that's what it says. And she says, if you know, you don't have a published number, I won't return your call. I hear all my numbers, you know what I mean? And she did call me back twice to begin, you know what I mean? But this one was becoming an issue that it needs to be addressed. I mean, I would even go there and help feeding people, to be sure. I'm serious, it's pitiful, but most of it's because he has no ground, you know, it's all mud. You know, and everybody knows where
Thank
it's
you,
at.
ma'am.
Yeah, I'll call her.
You have everything you need from her, though?
Yeah, I'm,
There's a phone number, okay, and as far, I said, I'm like my husband's 3 minutes if I had to.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Me on those.
Well, this is, I don't know what we,
now,
I'll
My
talk to them.
understanding, the Department of
That
Agriculture went
bothered
out
me,
and looked
so.
at that.
Okay, they look, she said, I don't know, but the Department of hasn't been there, it's what they call it. I got like 3 numbers, the 24-hour emergency one, they open 40, you call me anytime, 24 hours a day, you call 3 o'clock in the morning.
what is these numbers
Yeah,
to?
to the agriculture department.
This is?
Yep, and the
Ag
other one too.
Both of these is
Yeah.
ag department,
Yeah.
what's the third one?
The third one's a 24-hour emergency. See,
24-hour emergency.
it's right down here, see it?
Oh, okay, down here, these,
Yeah.
down here,
And
okay.
they'll tell you what to do, and they said no one was there, and maybe they have, you know what I'm saying? I just need it taken care of, for the animals' sake.
Okay, I'll call her tomorrow and see what I'll do that, if I can get her tomorrow, and I
Yeah.
will.
Tell her
We'll call.
she has my number, tell
Oh,
her. to give me a
okay, okay. Jim?
call.
I have nothing to discuss, I just came along to
Still,
support.
When she tried to cut it off, I said, I still.
Okay. All right. Now,
Sorry
okay,
about that.
that pretty well sums up the comments.
You came in late,
Do what?
you didn't get to sign it, did you want to speak?
That
Okay.
We had a
Oh, yeah, okay, I just wanted to double check.
You wanna go ahead and, you got anybody else coming with you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Here.
I'm early.
Oh, you're early. You know where that come from, don't you?
Yep.
All right, okay, then, let's go on down through correspondence. We have, sheriff's monthly report here. I've already looked through it myself. We had, Western Division of Correction and Rehabilitation invoice. Our regional jail this month has went up. Our regional jail keeps going up a little bit every month, and that is very, very concerning. It's $45,154.98 for the month of January. And I'm telling you, the way things is going, it don't look like it's going to get much better. I don't know why we can't get some help places to do this. Also, I got a notice for the, excuse me a minute, spring rabies clinic will be Saturday, April 11th at Tractor Supply here in the Cotton. So there'll be signs around. Its vaccination is $8. County tags will not be sold there. So just to let you know.
I'll okay with that debit memo.
I want, and I see, was it there on my?
Yeah.
Oh, I had it in the statement. Okay, I'm glad you pointed it. We did get a debit memo for $322.92. I had that hooked on my clip and I did not see that. Okay, we'll go on down to Steve Rexroad submitted a letter about the 911 Advisory Committee that he would like to be reappointed to that. Excuse me, Kenneth Keplinger also, put a letter in that, and some qualifications that he wanted to be, he was interested in being on the 911 Advisory Board. And, Jessica Roadruck, she also put a letter in that she'd like to be considered for the member of the Mineral County 911 Advisory Board. So. And we have, Aging and Family Services budget request here. They couldn't be here today, but they had their meeting today and it was kind of busy. But anyway, they sent in a paper requesting their, budget request. So we'll keep that on file. I know I missed another one here, but you. Yes, Colby Simpson wrote a letter that he's requesting appointment to be put on the 911 Advisory Board. So, and, Steve Shipley, also wrote a letter that he wishes to be put on the 911 Advisory Board. So, there's quite a few people there. We also have, and I don't know, I didn't get a chance to read over this today, but this is the Morrow Valley Link, line that's going in down next to Fort Ashby. I don't know what we can do to stop it. I don't think the governor can do much to stop it, to be honest with you, but it's got a number there if you want to call the governor and tell him no to that line link. It's 304-558-2000. And, so if anybody wants to see this, I'll lay it out and you can look at it. Solid Waste, Region 8, Solid Waste Authority is having they're having a conference at the Bridgeport Conference Center on April the 28th and 29th of 2026. If anyone's interested in going to that, it's apparently there's some, you can go. What that was, if you want to go to that, can't you on that board? All right, let me get down here and get caught up. Okay. Do the solid waste papers here, so I keep myself up to date.
Over to old business for the 911 Advisory.
Yeah, I know, yeah, I got that, but I'm just trying to get my papers lined up right. At least, I don't know why they sent so many papers, all right. All right, so now we're down to board and appointments for 911 value.
All right, so the appointments that we have had is different than, of course, they have these new bylaws that they want. Which the new bylaws accounts for, looks like 8 on there: Firefighter Association President, Amherst Authority President, County Sheriff or designee, Geyser Police Chief or designee, Ridgely Police Chief or designee, Mineral County 911 Director or designee, a county commissioner, and one or more members at large as determined by the county commission. So that's the listing of 8 people there. In which Colby and Shipley have both sent letters in, and that would fill them as Firefighter Association President and Amherst Authority President. And then, with the sheriff or designee being part of it, if we go with this policy. But the, Geyser Police Chief, Ridgely Police Chief.
When we go to the current board, that's 6,
You really only got one member at large.
Yeah.
and the current board just doesn't have Kaiser and Ridgely on it. And we did not receive letters from either of those 2 municipalities.
I thought we did.
Didn't get Yonkers one first.
Oh, okay.
The mayor told me Bruce sent one in, but I don't.
I didn't get it, Joel didn't get it, Candace didn't get it.
We received the ones that are here. Here, you can have their, they received calculator.
Do we need a letter or? We do, even if we're being appointed? We need one?
Yeah,
Even if it's like to represent a municipality,
Yeah, because the municipality saying this is who we want to represent us.
Do you wanna hold this off to the next meeting?
Well, no, they've had an interview scheduled for tomorrow.
We got an
So it's just gonna
interview
be
tomorrow.
everybody should be,
but he already has an interview board set up, correct?
isn't that the number of the council?
Which is some of the people from the advisory
Do
board.
we know, cause this, I mean, Luke was still here when he reached out to us about this initially. Do we know if they were contacted about it then?
No, that discussion is recent.
Discussion is
So
recent.
if we can confirm Shipley, Real's already confirmed, but if you do Shipley, Colby and Jessica Road and then the member at large. We have 2 letters for interest for members at large.
Can we continue this and get submission of letters from those 2 agencies for the next meeting?
Yeah, because they're gonna look at the bylaws tonight anyway, I don't know if they would approve them yet or not.
They can approve the position, we can just we have to get it.
If we can at least get those 3 approved, then that's covered for tomorrow.
If they approve the position, then we approve whoever submits the letter at the next meeting for those positions, or do we have to have them?
We're, as I was saying, if we just go through the appointments right now and appoint these 3, because we don't have the other letters. And then when they go through later on in the agenda, when we're talking about the bylaws, that's when you're changing your membership.
Now, I have one question here. These members here are staggered 3-year terms. Do you know which ones you're gonna stagger? How are you going to do that?
Well, and that's part of the problem. Whenever you have an office, such as the firefighter association president, ambulance authority president, sheriff, police chief, those offices are gonna stay. It might change people, but the office is gonna stay.
Never mind.
years. I mean, from my point, if you're not holding the position anymore, you need to resign from the board that you're supposed to represent that position. That's, you know.
Well, that's very similar to what we're doing with our other boards. They represent a department or municipality. And should that person leave, then they submitted resignation and the municipality or organization submits another name to replace them. So you can still stagger.
So what if we go ahead and appoint Kenny and Steve as members at large? Do 2. Because then that'll give you an odd number, because right now there's 8. So change it to an odd number. But Kenny and Steve for members at large.
The commissioner would be a voting member of all. Right?
That's not how this is wrote up.
Right. Commissioner should be a voting member in this. Cause that's just gonna come here.
And then we could put Jessica in as the 911 director, or a designee as a 911 director for now. That would be my current opinion. How do you all feel about that? Okay, do we need to, just for point of reference, do we need to make a motion for Colby and Steve Shipley as well?
Yes, we're gonna confirm everybody tonight.
So I will make a motion that Colby Simpson be appointed to 911 advisory board as the ambulance authority president. And Steve Shipley as firefighter association president. Jessica Roadtruck as Mineral County 911 designee. And Kenny Keplinger and Steve Rexroad as two members at large.
And
Jason, how you feel?
I agree.
Okay,
terms, if you wanna go ahead and set those terms,
well,
the 3 year.
I think the
members at
law members at large would be the only ones that would have a term. Be my opinion. Because the others are in offices and then whenever they leave that office, for whatever reason, whoever comes back in is gonna be appointed into that spot.
You want both in years or?
2 years,
What did you say?
2 years for the members at large, alternate them.
Well, it says,
It says 3.
but my thing is,
Commissioner not
it,
voting.
it almost has to be. What if, I'm just using this for, what if Joel gets elected again? And do we have to replace him every 3 years? Or can he, oh, wait a minute, or can he add, say, Raj, take his place to be? You see what I'm saying?
He's my designee.
Yeah, okay, but you see what I'm saying? If it's every 3 year term, then they need to be staggered.
What I'm thinking is that those, but the only ones that would be staggered will be the members at large. The others are in positions that are job positions that if they're fulfilling those things like this county sheriff, then that's where he's gonna be, or he's gonna have a designee.
Okay, I got one more question. It says a special non-voting member can be appointed to take minutes of the meeting. Do we have anybody that wants to do that? Huh? Valley wants to do it? I don't have a problem with who does it. I don't care. As long as we volunteer, we got to volunteer. That's what it says on it.
Terms, I need to know about the terms.
Well, should he just submit a letter? Be appointed.
Yes. That, we got a letter to be appointed.
Yeah.
Make a motion that for the members at large would be 3 year terms.
Okay, so we're just setting them both at 3 year.
You want to send them both 3 years?
3 or 2.
3 years, is not gonna hurt.
3 years is fine.
Okay,
So just whether you wanna stagger them,
Yeah.
have them both.
essentially stagger
Okay.
them, work it out, come up with a system where we can stagger them.
Now.
I know, but how do we do that when you're voting in 2 right now?
You make one, and one, 2, 1.
Yeah.
As long as you're not.
Okay. We stagger.
Who's 2 years for now?
Okay.
Which one's 2 years for now? Kenny or Steve?
Kenny. He was first.
Okay, yes, there were to be 3 years then, okay. So Jason made a motion on 3 year for both, and then was there a second?
Roger, second.
Roger made
Yeah.
a second, your motion.
Oh,
Jason
okay.
made a motion.
I second. Yeah, the terms, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay,
My bad. Okay.
Yeah, we got that cleared up.
and we had a 5 o'clock appointment.
Yeah.
Still waiting. You're still waiting on your friend?
Well, I thought he just walked in.
There's another one.
There was one more. Norm can't be here. He's not here. I don't know what happened, but well. We're just going to go to your other guy that's here. Is that okay? Sure. He gets, Ken, when he gets here, let me know. We'll just stop what we're going and go from there, okay?
He just went out to call him, see what this.
All right, okay. Okay, so we're going to move on down to the courthouse improvement.
So Fair Kids was here this week, working on a punch list, I guess, finishing up. From the courthouse remodel, for the courtroom remodel, still waiting to get a like final feedback from the judges. so that I can approach the Supreme Court to get that approved and then actually start the process again. So that's kind of on hold for me right now. The money does have to be spent this year, so I'm gonna try to get that going a little faster. And then we have the most recent issue with concrete. You and I have talked about that some, Dutch, so definitely have to do a plan up for that to demo it, and redo it because of the,
Yeah, I talked to the contractor that did it, not going to get into why this happened or that happened, the concrete's shipping up. I told him I would work, which would be no cost, and he's gonna work with me on, we'll get it, the concrete tore up and get it prepped, to put down new concrete. He's saying the only thing that he wants is payment for the concrete itself, not his labor. He's willing to take care of the labor. And then, I need to look at the plans and why there was so much concrete put there to begin with.
that's what I was gonna talk to you about,
So,
because I don't think we need that much.
I don't think we need that much concrete back there either.
No, because it'll help with the sloping and keep it from
Yeah.
flooding, so,
Yeah.
that, I have the plans, I believe. We can look
Okay.
at that.
And if the plan is down the road to have all that paved, by paving part of that, it would be not a stick and would be able to get the water
Yeah.
away from the building a little better.
And I'm assuming you wouldn't want to do this until it warms up, because concrete's not like the
Yeah.
previous.
Yeah, we don't wanna do on trees and stuff.
I agree.
And we're gonna have to work on like a Saturday to get that tore up, because I'm sure
Yeah.
they don't want us outside the building during work hours banging on concrete, making a bunch of noise.
I will give the folks that work over there an update, just so they know that it's happening.
All right,
We have set up a timeline.
So, all right. Good.
Update on CDBG grant out the courthouse, out the health department, everything's going good. It's pretty much run, it's not quite on schedule, but should be done somewhere in April. So that's about all we know. They're out there working heavy on that.
We have two other things. We have a pay app and a budget revision.
Oh,
Candace?
Yes. Sorry, I have a leaking roof. I just need them signed after.
Yeah.
So,
Would they need approval? Pay app 23.
yeah.
how much is it? We'll just approve it and I'll sign it later.
Well, the budget one, do we need to hold off on that one, Lauren, though?
Okay, we have no restraint. It's in the front middle of this draw. It's like 100 and some thousand,
Draw 106?
I think.
Yeah, 106,704.
So a motion to approve the pay app and authorize the president to sign.
Make a motion, approve the pay app and authorize president to sign.
Second it. Okay.
And they also submitted a budget revision.
Yeah.
And AJ was on that email.
Was.
If you wanna pass it down so they can see it or make copies for
Just
them.
as a revision on total cost of project or?
Yeah, they're
I think
moving
it's moving fine.
40,000 from permits to,
$4,614.
from, is it from permits or to permits? I can't.
I wanna think that.
That is glanced at. I didn't see it.
I think that's kind of
It's on the, where your thumb is.
to move from the permits fees lines to the construction.
Yeah.
No.
I see it now.
Since we leave that, CDBG Health Department Facility Project on there for things like this when they pop up.
I'll make a motion, we approve this budget revision and authorize the president to sign.
A second.
Again, signs and contacts. Okay.
The opioid fund.
Okay, CASA submitted their, reports and it entitles them to the second $10,000 of their reward. I'll make a motion, we approve that $10,000 for CASA. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe first time.
7,000 something, she's a hundred that she was, and 12,000 for that. Then I don't know why she would like that 70,000 if it was. This weekend.
You get the right board. Yeah, correct. It's 15, so total 7,500.
Motion was to pay the second half to 7,500.
Yes, I second that.
Yeah, okay, now, it's also got on here about
Payments authority.
the ambulance authority request funding, but here's the thing with that, I'd like to wait, because he's got an appointment at 5:45.
Yeah, that's fine.
That,
I didn't know I had. a plan.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I did know, but I didn't know.
well, we're gonna wait
So
to
that's
do
fine.
that 5:45.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right, good, good. All right, so let's move on down. Discuss special emergency ambulance services. You want to discuss that? Anybody got any comments? One of the reasons why I asked if anybody had any comments, and this deeply concerns me, and I'm gonna make this statement. I know we need EMS. I know that. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But I'm afraid, I'm concerned, this is gonna come back and bite, well, I shouldn't use the word bite, but affect every one of us. We live in Mineral County, so I'm gonna open that up if anybody got any ideas.
Well, so I guess as the president of the ambulance authority, I probably should have turned around here and please face you guys so you can see me. The only thing that my concern right now is we're budget constrained by the levy. And, we don't have any money out of the county commission's current budget, nor have we really ever had any money out of the county commission's operating budget go toward EMS in the county. EMS is a large portion of the 911 call volume in the county. It's not fire or police. It's not police related. It's probably, I don't know. Eddie's been around longer than I have, and so has Roger. It's probably 80% of the call volume for 911 at home service. If you take police calls out of the equation, we need help. I understand the county is budget, probably, I didn't pay any attention to any of the budget meetings today or anything that went on, but I'm assuming that your budget forecasting is not great. just hearing about the tax deficits that were reported at the last meeting. You know, thankfully, I think something may be happening at the state level if anybody's following the bills that are passing. The House unanimously passed, both of our delegates voted for House Bill 5168, which would provide $12 million of state funding toward EMS statewide. It has to pass the Senate. $1 million of that goes directly toward first responder mental health and mental care, which is the real thing. If anybody in the room doesn't know that, it wears at you. Even people that have been doing it forever, it wears at you. The only thing I would ask is if you can find a way to help us that doesn't, you know, because this thing from the state's not for sure. Once it becomes a budget line item, it's okay as long as the lottery surplus remains good. If you can find a way to help us, we need help. Our current levy, it just got passed, renews starts in July. It's going to yield about 270, I would say 270 would be good if the taxes are all paid. But if the county's shy on tax collection, that affects the levy, not just EMS, but fire as well. So if there's a way, I don't know the way, you know, nobody wants to pay any more taxes here in this county. I'm not advocating for people to pay more taxes. I'm not advocating for people to not pay more taxes. I'm just saying that there are services out there that need funding, and sometimes that comes at a cost. So, you know, thankfully, I don't have to make decisions on how we fund those things. It's up to you three. But, you know, it deserves a lot of careful study. And there are some options that you can do right now. I don't know that you want to or are willing to. The thing with the state's going to play out in a few weeks. I don't know what that's going to generate for us. If it's done the way the fire service did, they divvied the money up pretty fairly amongst organizations. I don't know how that happens. I know the fact that the county citizens vote for a levy to go toward EMS funds helps our case with them, because the citizens are already putting some money toward it on their own accord. But it's not going to be millions of dollars. $12 million. If you just divide that by 55, it rolls out to $300 and some odd thousand a county. And you know, we discussed one night in here, Mon EMS's budget right now for EMS is more than what Mineral County's, just for EMS, is more than Mineral County's whole operating budget. Mon EMS's budget's around 10, 11 million, and Mineral County's, what's your guys' rate, 8 million for the whole county, something like that. So there's going to be, every hand in the state's going to come out, and you know, we operate off of 260 some thousand. So if you can find a way to help us, I'd appreciate it. But if not, we're going to do what we have to get by. So
I don't like the way it's wrote on the agenda, but this is the user fee, like what Tucker County did, and that's what we was looking at. We talked to Dundee State, we looked at hotel motel tax, but just not going to generate much. I don't see where it's going to generate much revenue to help out with that. I'm not sure at this time, do we want to remove that from the agenda down the road? I think so. Roger, what do you think?
Remove.
The discuss the ambulance service fee.
Well, we might as well remove to see what's the House bill.
Till we figure out,
Till we see what's taking place.
yeah.
I agree with that.
That's the problem, you know, they can approve all this stuff out there now. And once it gets up into the top dogs in the Senate, that's usually when we get kicked out.
Yeah.
seen it happen before.
We've done it many times in Firefighter Association. And everything goes right up to the end, and then
Yeah.
the very last minute of the meeting, it gets kicked out.
The House votes to fund something like this, and then less than 20 people vote to defund something that you know, close to almost pushing 100 people voted yes for it in the other chamber, and it just goes away, which that politics that's fine. So it does make it to the floor because one person blocks it in a committee somewhere.
Okay, so we'll remove that for a while. See what happens with HB 5168. Okay, moving on down. But I will say this on the emergency services fee. I'd like to see people be thinking about this, because this is going to be a problem. It's going to be an issue that's coming up, because I know there's not much money there. And I'm gonna say this, and I think everybody here will verify this, you don't buy an ambulance anymore for $200,000, do you?
$500,000.
So it's crazy.
And most people don't realize the fire levy is twice almost what the ambulance levy is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sir?
I was gonna say, I spent 24 years in healthcare. And I know that a lot of the ambulance services in the areas that I've worked at are now billable. As long as it is a billable fee, I own a medical billing company. This is all billable services. From the minute that ambulance turns the key and starts up and rolls out of that house. It is a billable service. Any narcotics that are used, any materials that are used, anything that comes off of that ambulance is a billable item that the fire department can recoup. And it goes through the patient's insurance, Medicaid pays for it, Medicare will pay for it, Highmark, any of your major insurance carriers, they'll cover all this stuff.
Good point.
And trust me, what they're billing, it's Pennsylvania, where I used to live, it is all private ambulance carriers. The only one that is not is the city of Pittsburgh. Everybody else is, all volunteers are paid, everything across the board, and they make out very well.
We all bill, because if you don't bill, it's considered Medicare fraud, and we have to bill.
Right. And it is,
but we don't.
Are you billing adequately for everything that is used?
I would say we're billing adequately, but the return on the investment there is not, take your standard Medicare is gonna only pay out 45% of the basic transport, and the rest of it gets written off.
What's the cost of one transport?
In Mineral County, so off the top of my head, the BLS loading fee is about $700, maybe $750, and then about $17 per mile, and $900 ALS level 1, $950 ALS level 2. But we don't, your standard, you see less than 50% of that recouped. And then if you run a call where somebody's really ill or injured and you go to a lot of equipment, you can outdo your billing and income in a very short period of time. Just to be standard, so we understand, the county right now operates, and there's always this worry about if paid EMS would have to come to Mineral County. That's not what I'm after, okay? I'm not asking for that. I'm not asking for that type of an increase. If the county right now, if you look at our tax levy and the way things work, we operate off of about $4,000 a week, $4,000 to $5,000 a week of tax money through the levy. Through the estimates that we have done and in paperwork we've had in the past, it would cost about $96,000 a week to run a paid agency for Mineral County EMS. So you're getting a good discount on savings tax dollars, and with being spread out throughout the county strategically, with good response rates in the majority of our departments, we do well to keep your taxes low. But at some point, we're going to have to look at paying a little more into the service, because our newest ambulance is a 2017. There's one ordered right now, but it's been ordered for 2.5 years, and when it comes in, it's going to be in the ballpark of $400,000. And we're nickel and diming some pretty big maintenance costs on some of these other older units. Not that their mileage is terrible, but have you seen some of the back roads around here that we run on? It's not great. So it's an expensive operation, and that's where we're at. I think we do okay with it, but we're just short on funds.
Well, the other thing is, you'd be surprised how many people out there that you go pick up that doesn't have insurance. If you recoup that money, a lot of people doesn't have the insurance to cover that.
That's true.
Okay, so think on them. Okay, so Kent, the other gentleman's not coming?
He just asking for the same as last
So,
year,
okay.
20,000.
Summit Valley Conservation District.
Yep.
Wants to ask for the same, how much was it last year? 20,000?
He had all the paperwork, but we don't know what.
Yeah, and that didn't come through on me, man,
Okay,
but, I mean, we bought you the mower, they're mowing some of these dams, cause the rehab's coming on one. That's the city, yeah, that's right. the city has that. The Prehabs on 1 and 17s, they're working on that. To update them. But basically, it's the same.
Everything's the same as it was last year.
Last year.
For what you do on them dams, that's a pretty good job.
It's a job.
It's a job.
I don't want to interrupt, but we were on the opioid funds to get the ambulance started, the rest of ours. Did we were even on my appointment for that, weren't we?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
And yeah, that's basically all.
Thank you all.
Yeah, we get here.
All right. Yeah, I was getting ready to say, I was looking here. Mr. Harry, your appointment's at 5:30.
5:30. I think it was 5:15. I thought you'd ignored me.
No, I wasn't ignoring you, it's 5:30 on your comment.
Norm was practiced.
Yeah, normal, 5:15. Well, you had to take somebody to their.
That's fine. That's fine. I only got a few moments and, without being here at the first part of the meeting, I don't know what all was discussed. But without Norm being here, I was kind of won't follow him.
Okay.
But without him being here, I just don't know what's been covered and I don't want to go over, stuff that's already been covered. So anyway, one question I'd like to ask is, this chase car that we have following the ambulance around the county. I know that it's running with, grant money, is that correct? Right now, or are we paying for that?
We're paying some,
We're paying some.
comes out of our levy.
Okay, so is that a necessary expenditure or?
You mean the chase car?
Yes.
I'm gonna say this about the chase car, in all defense to the chase car. It has saved lives. I'll go there. I was a little questionable myself when we put this on a few years ago, but I like it. But I think it's cost us a lot of money now. And I'll be honest with you. I don't know what's gonna happen when the opioid money runs out, because I know everybody says we're right on budget, but that's not correct. If you take in everything, startup cost and everything, we're not on budget. It cost us I think it was $30-some thousand a year with Valley Medical. I'm not 100% sure of that. 138, I thought it was, and it's cost us a lot more than that. So that's where we're at. I just don't wanna see and I'm not voting for something to bring against the citizens of Mineral County, because I don't wanna do that. But I'm afraid that, that's coming down the road if something's not looked at and done, I'm afraid that's coming.
Well, if we're working at a deficit, the only way that we can cover that deficit is to raise taxes. All
I
right.
don't wanna do that.
No, I don't think anybody here wants to do that.
No.
So the only other alternative business, we look for places to cut. All right, where can we cut? And, some of that may hurt too. Usually it does. I have a household budget. When things start getting tight, I cut things out that I don't need or something that I can do without. I think the county could do that along the same way. But, again, if we're operating at a deficit, we just can't do that, can't sustain it.
Exactly.
And, so I would encourage us to look at this chase car and see if we really do need it. And I know that, hey, I'm 70 years old. I might need an ambulance anytime. But we lived without before.
So you understand that the county commission doesn't pay a dime toward the chase.
Well, who does pay for it?
The Mineral County ambulance, so
The Mineral County taxpayers,
through the tax levy that's voted.
Yes.
on.
And it's the taxpayer that pays for
yes.
it. Okay?
You ever come to an ambulance authority meeting?
No.
Where are you getting your information from?
Well, it's word of mouth, talking to different ones.
Word of mouth. Okay, that's good.
Well, sir, I think I think everybody has a right to know what the money's being spent on. And I can see you're being indignant about it right now. So I'm sorry if you think I'm ignorant, but I'm
I
not.
don't think you're ignorant.
Okay?
No.
Next question. Okay, this has to do with the sheriff's department. And first thing I want to say is I'm glad that we got a sheriff's
auxiliary office down in Fort Ashby, actually Short Gap. And, I'm glad to see it there. But if I remember correctly, that was, that auxiliary office was supposed to first go into the, Fort Ashby, Volunteer Fire Department.
That was supposed to go into
Yeah, that's where it was originally supposed
Well,
to.
they had an office there, but it was not set up to run as an office. We had no means of being, for the public to come in and pay taxes. And it's not just a single purpose use, it's dual. It's for taxes and a satellite office for officers working at night at that end. We looked at the school, but the cost that we were going to, it was upwards of $80,000 to $90,000 that we were gonna have to put into that to put heat and air, electric. And there was too many unknowns with it. And we had the opportunity for this, which, worked out great because it cost the county $400 a month rent. Everything else was put in there for us, the way we asked for it to be set up. And we have the ability to do everything now that we wanted to do there.
Okay, I was just,
Oh, no, absolutely.
so, again, I thank you for your time, and, I hope we can, I hope that the commission can, operate drama-free here going forward, you know, but I know that, you know, people get agitated.
Get with me on that again. I have some more I can explain to you about that too.
Okay. Anyway, I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we got time to hear a little bit more here before Colby comes up. The cancellation of the Black Rock Wind Force, they didn't,
Still be on there.
no.
Fairway Energy,
Yeah,
they're the ones that are handling that ball.
yes.
Respond back to that, that's why I still had it on there.
Once they get it set up,
If I can remove that, then you.
I can get us a response and then we can close it out.
Is that to Callie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Callie's, she told me personally.
Yeah, and I spoke
What's the
with
last
her.
two meetings, like,
Yeah.
Fairway's working on it, but then
Just,
as leaving it on there is if we need to do a follow-up to ensure that the bond is in place.
she's taking care of that.
I'll get a hold of her
All right.
and just get her.
You got the number?
Yeah, I'll get it.
I got it if you need.
Okay.
Dog warden assistant hiring, part-time hiring.
So she's requesting, to hire someone full-time, like they have with Roger, not Roger. That poor guy, I always call him Roger.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And Roger. He's requesting to have a full-time person and a part-time person. So that's what that's about.
is,
She does have two people to make offers to.
is the part-time gonna be the one to replace the other part-time that's currently in there?
I
You
believe
think so?
My understanding. I think the person that's there is just temporary to help out until we can,
Okay. They're to clean and stuff like that.
yeah. She wasn't there for
Okay.
the larger or the, I guess, the more involved duties.
Get you the full-time job elsewhere.
She does, she works somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's looking for two people, one full and one part-time.
Do we have names ready to hire or do we?
I haven't made offers yet because I wanted to make sure we could do that before, cause I really didn't wanna put it out there if we were only gonna bring one person. So, hold on.
And you'll Misty went through the.
Right. No, Missy and, Tammy worked on those together.
Okay.
I mean, I'm okay with a part-time, which they already have a part-time. If to replace that one, then I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna give you the name too.
Cause she does need
She does, yeah.
help up her getting, taking care of that place. I know she does.
It's, Justin Albright and Morgan Robinson. I believe Morgan Robinson would be the part-time.
I have to go do background.
We
check
do.
and everything.
I wanted to get this approved. They've not been given offer letters or anything.
Okay, so you just need approval to hire a full-time.
A full-time and a part-time. Cause initially it wasn't set up that.
Okay. I'll make a motion to hire full-time and part-time.
I second that.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna move down to talk to the sheriff about the approved policy regarding off-duty vehicles.
So he's already presented that to us.
Yeah.
I think
And,
you guys were gonna look into this.
I hadn't had a chance to read it.
yeah, I haven't got hold, I actually have a risk pool meeting this weekend, so I'll talk to the risk pool this weekend about it.
Down on Denver Road.
Okay?
Thank you.
Next meeting?
Yep, next meeting. All right, crisis response, critical incident money is 18,000.
So we figured out that situation that was tied into the salary enhancement monies that were received, and that was back in 2023. The money was received, the 18,000 and some change. Doesn't appear that it was spent, but I do have to confirm if the money is still able to be used or if it's been lost. So that's, I just don't want
Money
to.
lost, send it back to the state.
It means, yeah, let me clarify that.
We don't lose money.
Not lost, it's in an account, but because it wasn't used in 2023 for whatever reason, we have to determine whether we can keep it and use it now for those services, or if we need to send it back to the state.
Two, we have to get permission through.
Well, I'm gonna have to, I don't have anything to do with that grant, or, so I'm gonna go and find out.
You
I
gotta
don't
find
know.
out.
We're talking about this part, I am almost certain there was a letter that came prior to the chat. And it discussed what the money could be used for and when the money needed to be used from.
And that's what we're trying to
So,
find.
and now that she's found that date, I can go back and find another one.
Yeah.
We were working on that just prior to this meeting.
Hopefully we can, so yeah.
All right,
Don't-
that'll be continued.
Yeah.
Reinvestment of 911 something.
So, Lauren brought up a good point last meeting. I have the percentages, like to choose the, like whether you 3 months, 6 months, but I believe this was meant to be spent for the, I guess, the updates that are being made, the remodel.
Yeah.
So
Invest it, it was.
we're not gonna reinvest. So I guess,
Yeah, I think that was to be.
talk about this, money to be, to pay for the remodel.
So we need that money from the CD back into the account to make all the changes that are taking place.
Yes.
Yes. So you wanna make a motion not to reinvest?
I'll make a motion not to reinvest.
And I'll reply to her.
Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll say.
I agree.
All right, so if we're done with that, we'll go down to sheriff. You got anything to say on the advisory? You're on here for the advisory board 911. You got any comments there, sir?
This is for the.
That would be the bylaws that I submitted to you guys.
Yeah.
Just so.
So. You got any comments?
Other than what we've already discussed about how, we stagger the years.
Yeah.
I've read over it and I think the bylaws are the bylaws to go by. What we're submitting to approval.
You'll change, commissioner doesn't have a voting.
Yeah, the commissioner doesn't have a
non-voting.
non-voting.
And then we'll get a letter from Richmond City and.
I'm gonna notify that tomorrow that we need a letter requesting them being placed on the advisory board.
So do we need a motion to approve this then, or?
Sure.
Do you need more time to read through it again? I would like to. Make the corrections and bring it back. Yeah. Can we do that?
We can have the other letter by then too.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Just like to read it more thorough, make sure corrections.
But I just wanna confirm, to clarify, this doesn't hold up the.
We approved the board members.
Okay,
We approved the board
I
members.
just wanna say it out loud, just so there's no confusion from anybody going forward.
Have the email to you.
Okay, so we'll move on down to the prosecuting attorney's office for the new purchase and the towel on the upper floor.
So-
That's a mess.
I can speak to that a little bit. So, I asked, Lauren to put this on here because I know it's gonna cost some money to do this. They do need the tiles replaced, just to hide exposed wires and things and cables. Approximately $1,200 at a place called Menards, I believe, in Morgantown. We compared the two, I think it was closer to 1,400 at Lowe's and it's about 1,200. And that's to replace all of them. So some of them have been spray painted a weird color because they were, I guess, on fire. Just to replace all that is about 1,200, and that would be, in-house. So we would have our maintenance put them in.
But to get them from Menards, we're looking at somebody spending half a day driving to Morgantown and back to
It could
get,
be potentially be me and somebody else going, yeah.
yeah.
They're not necessarily taking anybody away. I mean, it'll take things away, but.
Well, I'm just looking at the added cost.
Yeah.
So it's $200 cheaper to go to Morgantown, but is it really $200 cheaper to drive all the way to Morgantown and get?
You're right.
And then if you have to take it back for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall cost, it would be a little more to go out there because you pay for the gas and things like that. But it isn't much of a cost difference, so
In order to be taxed.
that was what we factored in. You're right, it is tax exempt, lives isn't,
All those doesn't tax exempt.
as far as I know.
Must come around.
So it'll be 1,400 plus taxes.
What?
Hmm.
I'm sure the factor that.
Anybody going to Morgantown this weekend?
Tax man, I don't think I have the room for $1,200.
That's my opinion, I'm not sure that I could.
$400 for tiles.
Always
How many tiles is there? You know?
Gosh. I'm trying to remember what the square footage was. I have it all. I didn't have it all.
That's all right,
for
that's
the-
all right. You don't need to look now. Okay, what about the carpet? Is the carpet clear?
We haven't gotten a quote yet. Someone is coming to measure for
Are we
Puffenbergers.
getting this?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, good, because that way we're gonna have a stockpile this to replace where.
Yeah, it's the same thing so that we can replace if we have extras. But we're waiting for someone to come out because that's who installed this. So we wanted to do the same thing. I won't, that'll put in probably until next meeting for that.
We might as well just wait and make the most of next meeting. 'Cause
So do I need to hold, I guess? Do we wanna hold on the tiles or
do what?
hold on the tiles for the?
Ordering them, right?
I don't know.
We found the same ones that have been used.
Yeah,
Um,
here you're going to buy the same ones that's in every place
Same
else.
brand and everything.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to get them from Menards, I guess. I'll second.
Okay, and then we'll wait on the, Puffenbergers card.
I don't even wanna guess what that would be.
Yeah, it's, I understand that. Okay, this,
Two people.
you done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I didn't want to. Here to approve reinstatement of Jessica Lillard, part-time telecommunicator for 911. 119. 119.
Oh, my gosh. A little dyslexic there, wasn't I?
Just a little bit. I'll make a motion, we reinstate Jessica Lillard as part-time telecommunicator.
I'll second.
Do we wanna go ahead and have, Colby go for his appointment? Or we already?
Oh, yeah, that is 9:45. I got 5:45.
Before we get a new business again?
Yeah, let's do that before we go into new business. Okay, Colby, you're up.
Okay, so, this is the last request from the ambulance authority for the, opioid, funds for the physician buy down. We have, Lauren told me she thought approximately roughly $30,000 left in the account. So I wanted to come to request that to pay through. You know, that will pay us through the beginning of fiscal year. And from there, you know, we'll have to move in a separate direction. That's the only thing I wanted to come here tonight for. Anybody who has any questions about where we spend our money or what we do, or where the physician buy down money goes, or what it was spent on, can rewatch the last meeting or can request the financials that were handed over to her in description. So, you know, we work really hard at this, and this has been a great thing. The physician buy down, it's put a doctor in our departments teaching us. She taught 27 trainings so far this year. Her year's not up yet. Pre-hospital blood is now out in the field. So if you have a traumatic injury or a severe bleeding condition, they can treat you before they transport you. And you know, that is separate from everything else that we do. That program, the Chase Car program and that are two separate things. So that's important to note. And I guess, lastly, you know, over the years, the Chase Car has been the catamount, piece to Mineral County EMS that's kept squads getting out, and making up crews and getting people taken care of. And yet it still doesn't come out of the county's regular budget. So, you know, for the ambulance authority's budget, which I'll present to you, my budget, here in the next 2 months for the next fiscal year, it would, I'm gonna budget it in there, and you guys can, vote to overrule it to get rid of it if that's what you want, but the ambulance authority's gonna have it, the Chase Car.
I'd like to see, personally,
So,
I'd like to see it stay because it's done a lot of good.
well,
The Chase Car.
I believe it has two, and I believe
My opinion.
Position buy down has two.
Make a motion that we approve the last bit of money for the position buy down.
How much is that?
30,000.
Second that. That was already pre-approved in 2024. By the other December, I think it was.
It was a lot, and we just spending it as requested.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on now to new business, so we get along here. Approve letter of engagement. The West Virginia State Auditors for the ARP.
So this is for the American Rescue Plan. It's an audit per se, mainly done remotely. There is a cost associated with it. It's around $3,000. We just actually looked at it. $3,000 for the review of our records. It has to be done by March 31st. I've already started working on it with Anita at the state. So basically it's just that approval for the president to sign off here so I can send it back. But like I said, there's a cost associated. I asked if it's something that I get approved in the commission meeting, and she stated, well, it's required that you have this done. So, but I just wanted to pass this along and take a look at it in our copies.
3,590.
Yeah, that's it.
Any questions?
It's actually a little bit less brutal than a full-on audit, from what I understand.
I will
So that's good.
make a motion, we approve this letter of engagement
And authorize the president.
and authorize the president to sign.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're down to discuss
Is there a
money.
second?
Yeah, he did. Jason did.
I second.
Discuss the mowing contract from now on in Lorenzen.
All right, well, I'm wanted this on the agenda, just because I wanted to discuss the contract, I wanted to look at it. It's been, since 22, since the contract, before, excuse me, before I was a commissioner. And I just wanted to bring it up and look at it, to look at the viability of it, is it, if it was feasible to continue doing it in a contract form, if we should open it up and redo the contract, if what is the best practice and fiscal responsibility for the commission. Now, I say that, and I add in that I also made the comment at the last meeting, it was close to $40,000. I was given the wrong information. I thought it was from a reliable source. It is 26 and some change last year, 27,000 years.
$26,605.
27,000 year before that. So, and that was for Lorenum and 911, promoting both of those. It is nothing against the contractor that was doing it. He has done a very good job. And it's nothing against him or his quality work or anything. This is about fiscal responsibility, the concern of citizens who have approached me about this contract and about wanting an opportunity to bid on the contract. And also to look at if it would be more feasible to hire an employee that we would have all year long. Yes, we would end up with an employee. We probably would have more money involved in it. However, we would also have an employee all year long and not just a few days in the summertime mowing grass. We would have another additional manpower. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. So looking at the Renums contract, and here's the other thing, contract about for 911 was not signed or anything. It didn't have any information on it really, other than price at the time. That was from 19. So I meant to get these, I forgot to get this stuff printed out, and I apologize. A couple other things here I meant to get printed out and I didn't, and I'm not looking to make any decisions today. But I wanted to bring it up and I wanted us to discuss it, if we want to discuss it, if we want to look at the contract and see and the next meeting, possibly discuss it and see what the best thing is to do. The contract that's out there, it was from July 25th, 22. Or I'm sorry, July 19th, 22. The services would start on July 25th. There is a 60-day notice for either party to cancel the contract. My thought is right now to put it out for bids again and do it every year from July 1 to June 30th. Sometime around March or April during our budget cycle, to put the contract out every year to be bid on. And that's just my opinion. If you guys want to weigh in, you can weigh in, but like I said, I don't want anybody to, really did not intend any decisions today. Just wanted to talk about it. And to clarify the money that has went to the contractor and that the contractor has done a great job. There was one thing in here it's in this contract that I would like to see changed that's not in here, and that is that the contractor, whoever it would be, needs to work with the legal officials that use the field and with Parks and Rec as to the proper times to mow each week, which I believe the current contractor has been doing, and that has been really great. But I believe from a fiscal responsibility point of view, as a commissioner, we should look into it and seriously look into it and just discuss it and make a decision down the road. Okay?
I'm gonna open this up for comments, because we gotta discuss stuff. Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, you made the statement that concerned citizens that came to you about current contract. What were the concerns with the current contract that they brought to you?
What were the concerns?
Yeah.
That they felt that they could do just as good a job for cheaper money. And they wanted a chance at bid on it.
How many? Yes, Joe.
I'm asking, the cheaper job constitute better job necessarily, because part of the reason that I believe we won the bid is what I was told from Parks and Rec was the quality of the work mowing it, because I remember I could speak to the field prior, they would mow the same direction, had ruts problematic for soccer. Justin does a great job making sure that stuff doesn't happen, which is part of the reason he was selected for that. So I don't think cheaper work constitutes better. And I think if we rebid it, honestly, it's gonna end up costing us more money because he's been doing it without a pay increase for the last several years. Just my opinion.
Would you like?
I love it.
So two things on that. One, I really have a comment on the bid process, and just to give you a little forethought into where I'm coming from is I work for a GC in Northern Virginia, so I'm very familiar with the bid process and we deal with it every day. So like the way it works down there a lot of times, and I literally just had one in Winchester City like this, to where what's the maintenance contract? You know, per se, where it's not like you can't give a dollar amount bid number on it because you don't know what your services are gonna be or how much time you're gonna have. They structure it more as, like we have to submit qualifications, we have to submit what other contracts we currently hold. We have to submit how much equipment we have, and all that goes into play in that decision. So it's not just based off the dollar. They look at it as, okay, well, if this contractor's got 20 contracts they hold, are they gonna be available to come down here and take care of us properly? So I think that there's a lot of other things that need to be in place in the bid process as well to make these decisions properly.
I agree.
And then on the second, sorry, I just had one follow-up was on kind of to follow up on Josh's point, so, I mean, I know like several times last year and the year before, we've had times where we've, you know, requested that he come out like twice in 1 week, you know, like he had a schedule that he adhered to. But if it was a rainy season and we had games and it was like a Monday or Tuesday and it was just like, you know, not feasible to play. I mean, it was always a really good communication line there of like, hey, you know, can you come down and mow early this week? We need to hit, you know, this time, so we got games this night, and it was just a really fluid, so that, again, that's, to the point of having the contractor, like, working with the league officials, I think that's important.
I agree.
Jim, did you have?
Could you not obtain better pricing off of a multi-year contract versus just a one-year contract?
Maybe, maybe not.
Is that big?
Could you bid it both ways? See what kind of pricing you would receive.
Possible.
And I could be wrong, I think there is a code. I think so, I can't remember, 11-8-26, I think. That we do have to bid out, every year contract because you're not allowed to have money allocated for the 2027 year budget or the 2028 year budget, so I think by code, we have to bid it out, every year. What's the code number? I think it's 11-8-26, I think. But, no, not that I don't have a problem, I just wanna make sure we're crossing our Ts and dotting our Is, that we're not on something that's not right, according to West Virginia code.
Anyone else? Yes, sir, Harry.
How many, men does present contractor employ? How many men does he use?
The present contractor,
Yeah,
just himself.
just one man?
Yes, sir.
Okay, does he use his own equipment to do
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if the county absorbed that and had an employee, then we'd also have to purchase the equipment, maintain the equipment that is being used.
I don't know what all we have to purchase. I never asked Cody on this if we got a truck to handle that. We might have to buy another truck. I think we got a trailer, don't we?
I have a trailer.
I don't know about a truck, but, if you buy a good mower, the mower's pretty much shot over there. They've been over there for I don't know how long, but if you buy a good mower at Outdoor Power, you're probably looking at $15,000-16,000 for a good zero-turn mower, a good one. And, just to add on that, I replace it every 5 years. So you're gonna replace it yeah. I was in Morgantown week before last, and I run onto a woman out there that her kids used to play on that field over there. And she said, "What are you people trying to do?" She said, "When my kids played there, the grass was halfway up to their knees." And she said, "Look at it now." Maybe she's been over there, I don't know. But that's just the comments. I've received a lot of comments about this because the people loves the field the way it is now. So anyway. Yes, sir, Joel.
And I say, well, I requested the maintenance records also. Maintenance bills went from roughly $3,000 in 23, which is the first year he started actually fully mowing, to under averaging like $600. So we're saying over $2,000 a year in maintenance because of not having, we do have equipment, but maintenance has been cut drastically down. That's what it appears from the records without pulling.
And when you hire somebody, what, I don't know, I can't recall exactly, right, but you're gonna have $40-some thousand a year when you hire somebody with the benefits package. And if you have to buy mowers, you're gonna look at another $15,000-16,000 if you buy anything at all. And then
Weed eaters.
the what?
Then your weed eater.
Your weed eaters and your expense. I don't know what it costs to mow that. I have no clue. Yes, sir.
My only question was if you looking at, if you have an employee, it rains during the day and that grass needs to be cut that evening, is that considered overtime for a county employee?
Probably.
Where the contractor is just responsible,
Yes.
regardless of what the contractor is. He's responsible whether he mows in the morning, in the middle of the night,
My concern, I'll be very honest with you, my concern, if the county has to hire somebody to do this, I hope we don't. But if we do, I hope we get good qualified people to hire, because right now we're struggling to get anybody. I think the sheriff's department can't even get, your struggles, you guys, you can't even get a bailiff.
Well,
I'll tell you how hard up he is for a bailiff. You wanna hear how hard up he is for a bailiff? He asked me to be a bailiff when I retired. Now, he's hard up for a bailiff. Yes, sir.
I mean, the one thing I can tell you, the mower, it would be comparable to his. Mine is 4 years old, and I paid 17,000 for it, and it's a Kubota.
It's a
And the maintenance costs alone a year are staggering.
Oh, yeah.
What it costs to run that thing. And it's a horse of a machine, but that's what it takes to do that. You start looking into oil filters for them, free fuel filters, you go to Kubota and buy that stuff, you're gonna pay through the nose for it. They are high cost equipment. And they're not cheap.
Any other comments? Yes, sir.
You know, I'd like to kind of see us end on a good note here with this whole thing. I know Justin does a great job with cutting the grass, you know, I get, you know, anybody can really get the contract to go out there and cut the grass for these fields and everything. But as the guys here from the soccer association say, you know, 200 plus kids, 300 plus kids, you know, at the end of the day, Justin does everything he does for the kids in this community. You know, not only does he cut random, he cuts the high school softball fields, he cuts the middle school softball, field. He did cut the middle school softball fields, but he did that all in his own time while helping the kids. Everything he does in this community is for the kids in this community so that they can have a good experience and, you know, just, you know, he cares. So you get somebody else coming in, cutting the grass, they're not gonna care about the kids. They're not gonna do it for the kids. They're gonna do it for themselves. They're gonna do it for the money, you know?
Especially if you get something from outside the area.
Yeah, I mean,
Because to them, it's a job, it's not pride, and it's not their community, it's not their home.
Okay. Anyone else? Discussion? If not, we'll just move out onto the, tag it on to the next meeting. You want to carry it over? What's your thoughts?
Yep.
Carry it over to the next meeting. Okay. Modify the approve, discuss and approve the modified public comment and appointments. How do you appoint?
So basically, I was just, basically what you stated at the beginning of the meeting about 3 minutes, and we get to the 3 minutes and the 5 minutes, and that was basically what all I was going after for, Roger, that we discuss that and emphasize those things so we can have our meetings in somewhat of a controlled manner. Okay?
While this is on there, I would just, I don't know if we wanna come up with something for people on Zoom. Just interrupting and things like that, so we don't add something to the policy.
Yeah. Mine, it'd be hard for people on Zoom other than they would have to turn their camera on, so we could see their face. I think, there's a hand thing that they can do that will, just like him.
Chat, right?
Yeah. So there's a thing that they can do, they can raise their hand and we could call on them at some point, if they want to do the public comment section. Anybody that does the appointments, we've had appointments, come on there and get on Zoom. I just think when they need to have their cameras on.
Do we currently have any kind of policy around that?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe we do.
Did you have something to say, Joe?
I was gonna say that, and I was gonna say 3 minutes is not much time, as I found out today.
I would have been just much. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a quick 3 minutes.
All right.
Does that need to?
So do we need to approve, modify and approve the public comment appointments? I tell you, I'm a little bit like Josh, 3 minutes is not much. I'm wondering if shouldn't up to 5.
It's at the commission's discretion, though.
I know,
If you
yes.
want to give somebody more time or say, nope, that's your 3 minutes.
Well, the thing of it is, it's the commission. And I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but listen, there's state code and we can stop this. And I know last meeting, I was told we couldn't do that, but people don't know. They don't know what code is. And I got them broke down, but I'm not going to share them, but yes, we can stop it if it gets out of hand, anytime. whether they got the floor or not, we can do that by state code. So I would say give them 5 minutes. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Cause it is awful short, just like Josh said, it's short. If I tell, cut my, huh?
That's when you need to be here.
If I tell my wife you're gonna get 3 minutes,
Let's look at you.
you're calling a rescue.
Yeah.
Be calling it. All right,
Written policy, does this need to stay on, or is that just there?
You want to leave that on there and have a written policy, come up with a policy?
You'll be able
Yeah.
to start drafting something?
Can you do that?
Sure.
All right.
okay, so we'll add that up. What about the, integration, through the caliber for 911 fire EMS?
You skipped one.
What's the board appointments, I'm sorry, I was looking at.
Yeah, this is just kind of the same thing. I think there's,
Discuss.
the recent thing with Frankfurt PSD, I think brought to light that, boards like PSD, and I don't know what other one we would need, to emphasize, but some of these boards, I think we need to know who is putting in and what their qualifications are. And, just like I use a PSD as a very good example, that we just don't put anybody on there, that we should at least get a resume. It would be my opinion. Do we need to create a written policy for that, that we have a,
Because they're paid positions. That's why you're.
that's part of it, but I mean, they're gonna be in there over.
What about the non-paid people? Because there's a lot of boards non-paid.
Yeah, and right now, I'm just referring to PSD, you know, maybe we need to explore every board, but I'm just exploring the public service district boards.
Oh, well, that's not stated in.
It's not stated on there now. So that would be, you guys think about it, we can discuss it next meeting. I just want, like I said, put it on the agenda so we can discuss it, and then we can come back and discuss it again. Or come up with something. All right.
All right, discuss and approve the 911 fire EMS.
Well, just briefly discuss that when he was talking this morning about his budget. Trying to think, when did we discuss that? That was this morning.
If I remember correctly, it's roughly $7,800 or something that the fire department and ambulance authority is willing to split 50-50. If 911 would maintain $1,000 a year, licensure fees to renew.
Oh, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah. But he said it wouldn't take place until, the money wouldn't be until next fiscal year. However, they need to initiate it. If you needed, I think needed a motion to move forward with it.
I'm in favor of that, so I'll make a motion to approve that integration through Caliber for 911.
I second that.
Okay.
And then, as I say, fire and EMS, or firefighter association and the ambulance authority was going to split the cost. So the question too was, that we had, it's going to be county property. So would it be okay if we pay it and then invoice the firefighter association and the ambulance authority? Cause it's our
That
property.
would probably be the way to do it,
I think that would probably be best when we're discussing it, instead of them paying directly. So we will pay directly and then we will invoice both the firefighter association and the ambulance. I'm sorry, Jason, what you said?
I did.
Approve the dates for the annual employee training.
Okay, so those are, next week, March 4th and 5th, the Wednesday and Thursday. There's an afternoon session on Wednesday, starts at 1, and then a morning session on Thursday, it starts at 9. It's basically split up on 2 days so that you don't have to, I guess, shut the courthouse down. One of them will hold with the commission, down here, and we'll hold the other one at 911, is what I'm thinking.
What's the date and time on your?
4th and 5th. The 4th is at 1 p.m. and, the 5th is 9 a.m.
No, wait a minute. What time is
The one's in the afternoon at 1 p.m.
1 p.m.?
Wednesday. 1 p.m.
Four, at 1 p.m.
Yeah,
The fourth, yeah. I thought you said 8 I might be wrong.
maybe my brain
Don't
might,
bother me, I'm like,
my brain might.
and the other one's the fifth, what time?
9 a.m.
And which one's at the 911 center?
I'm probably gonna do the morning one at 9 or.
The 9,
So on Thursday, yeah.
the 5th at 911. Issue.
That way that we don't disrupt it and I can get the most, there. It looks like in the past, was the courthouse shut down for those meetings?
No.
Okay, that's what it says on this. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. So,
We pushed for lunch the first year
mhm.
because the way they had the training set up, it didn't leave enough time for the people that attended training to go have lunch, get back to the office. It didn't have time for the people that was left in the office to get lunch before they came down.
Okay,
So it wasn't scheduled very well.
so this won't affect that.
Not a drink lit.
No, this won't affect that. I spoke with the gentleman at West Virginia Core and he does not need that amount of time like last year to cover these topics. So, what I'll do is I'll post the times and the locations and the dates and each building.
I don't know now.
Okay, well, I will send out emails, post these, and make sure everyone's aware and that way they can split up their people. I will ask that each department send me the list who will be coming and attending so I can make sure we have the space.
Is that enough notice for?
Well, the reason it's such late notice is because shame on me, I didn't know I had to get it approved for dates, I didn't know. But I've had this planned for a while, I just had to wait for this meeting.
Okay, they're aware, Kristen and them are aware.
Yeah, I've already
Oh, they
reached
are?
out
Yeah.
to Kristen.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve those dates, the 4th at 1 p.m. and the 5th at 9 a.m.
I second that.
Okay, moving forward. Approve the maintenance center.
This gentleman, Andrew Miller, we've spoken with him the other day. Background check is good, so we're okay to move forward. If you approve the hire, we can get him started Monday.
I make a motion to approve the hire of Andrew Miller.
I second it.
Okay. Heating issues, first floor.
So, this has been an ongoing thing since I started. The setup for that part of the annex, the heating's not sufficient, the way it's set up, so there's complete different in like, you could have 54 degrees in one area and 80 degrees in another office. So, I'm waiting for Royal Air to come and give me some give me some options, not necessarily like another furnace, but other types of heating, to fix the issue. So not asking for anything right now, but just putting it out there that we have reached out to them to come out and assess it and tell us what can be done. Cause we're gonna like spend more money, I think, in like heaters. People turning their space heaters on and, than we would if we fixed the issue. So, not a lot of information right now. I need Royal Air to come out first and then to tell us what they can do or what we can do. That's awesome.
So duct work is the air conditioning okay now?
The air conditioning seems fine. I can't really speak to it because I've been here since November, so I don't know what the summer is like. I have no idea, but I know that the heating's been a nightmare to the point of I have people wearing heated vests, and the heated jackets, and then I have people who are like wanting to open the door and windows to like let air in. And it's 12 degrees outside, so, we definitely need to figure that out. And I'll have more once I get a quote.
All right, Director of Emergency Services interviews.
You're up.
Now,
Interviews?
So he has interviews scheduled tomorrow
we have
and Thursday.
an interview scheduled for 2 days, second.
We have I'll speak a little bit, I've not been a part of that. I've sent them.
We initially had 11 interviews scheduled. We had 2 drop out today.
Okay,
We have 5 tomorrow, starting at 10, going through to the evening, and we have 4 scheduled for the 26th now.
I can only speak to, just looked over the resumes and sent them on, but we do have a lot of good candidates, those who have prior experience in the same field.
There are. This is an update, that's just an update,
Yeah, policy.
yeah.
So whenever the state does make a change, we need to approve that policy to add in with, for the employees with the P card.
We really don't have much of a choice to.
No, you don't.
If we want to use P cards, we have to do that. I'll make a motion to approve the policy.
Okay. All right, that's our last item of business. You don't have nothing else? So, we're gonna ask for the administrator's report.
Been extremely busy. Just concrete issues, heating issues, grants, a building that's been torn down, so it's been busy. Some good things we're looking at for grants for the, dog warden. One that we've been awarded through Energy, and I'll have to read more into that. I think that's around 30,000. So just really getting, I guess, taking a deep dive into the grant process and seeing what's available to the county. So that way I can start working on those and being a little bit more part of that than the cleanup stuff. Busy few weeks.
Since the last commission meeting, had a meeting with, the Development Authority, picking candidates for the new board. That was February 12th. February 12th was also Firemen Association meeting down in Port Ashby, and that was at 6, and then the Ambulance Authority at 7. On the 13th, ribbon cutting for Potomac Valley. And then we met over at the Development Center on the 13th as well to go through their facility. Also on the 13th was board and review. Let's see, we don't need to go through all those people we met with. The 19th was quarter review. And then I met with the, on February 19th with the, special ops on the 19th. And that brings us to today. We need to put all the stuff we did today, or that's
Just a
just,
work session,
yeah, just the work session.
working on the budget.
Ballot, draw.
Okay, I've got a couple things. First of all, I don't know if any of you know Tim Knox. He's a commissioner in Tucker County. Oh, yeah. Please remember him. I don't know how close he come perishing. He didn't get hurt too bad, but he had his house burned down the other day. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers, because he needs that. And also, I've been working with the state and with the Frankfurt school down there about a stoplight at intersection there. And I know everybody said it's coming, but nobody got a letter about it. I got one from the Commission of Highways, Secretary of Transportation. And it says that they are going to put it out for bids this summer. So they are getting a light. It takes time to do this. So I was glad that they sent that to me, because we wrote a letter.
Yeah, good.
I've had a couple letters I dropped off to them. I wasn't there for the one, but so it's coming.
Does it say anything about the right of way issues being resolved?
It doesn't say in this, I really didn't read it that close, but it's, they're working diligence to design the improvements in, acquire the right of way so that the project may be completed. I'll put it that way. And, so I think that's a very good thing that's needed. And also, I was at a board review meeting. I've been to one.
three board of review meetings other than today. I was at Fountain PST the other day. There was a gentleman over there that's wanting water, not for his chicken house, for the pads in his chicken house. I don't know if any of you know what piano pads are. You know what a piano pad is? It's a little, it pads, it goes in the bottom of a piano that it runs whenever it needs humidity put in it. And that's what he needs in his chicken house. I don't know if he's gonna get it or not, but I hope they consider it, because there's gonna be issues if they don't, I'm afraid. But anyway, I was at a Region 8 meeting and I had a Parks and Rec meeting. And,
Right, pleasure.
I think that's about it, other than the day, all day. Okay.
I look at my calendar, so I haven't had, I was here for the board review on the 19th. I missed the 13th, had some health issues and been kind of dealing with those things for the past couple of weeks. But I really haven't been engaged too much past couple of weeks, other than phone calls and messages.
Okay. So we can move down to accounts payable. We've already taken care, have we taken care of all them?
We look at it.
You just need to,
Yeah, I know we do that, but I'm talking about if you got any.
just got one passed around, you guys signed off on that Comcast,
Okay,
so.
so I hear a motion to,
Just worship.
I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable.
you're talking about this.
And purchase order.
You talking
And
about
purchase
that?
orders and authorize the president to sign.
Second it.
Okay, and exonerations,
I make a motion to approve the exonerations.
I'll second that in the estates.
I'll make a motion to approve the estates.
We've already looked at them.
Okay, and I got something else with the estates. Who seconded the estates?
I did.
Okay.
You want me
Okay.
to sign this here now, this?
Yes, please, sir. Okay. Along with the estates, I need a separate motion. We did receive a petition to probate the last will and testament of Eva Adams in solemn form. With that, we need to set a hearing date. We generally move that out to the 30 days to give us time to get all the notices out. However, the attorneys are not gonna be available, and then they're not gonna be available for some time. So we did check, and we can do it within a 10-day window to do it for the next commission meeting. So we're proposing to set March the 10th at 10 a.m. We did check with the attorneys on both sides, make sure that date and time worked for them, that they would be available. So we had a motion to set the hearing for the Eva Adams petition to probate in solemn form for March the 10th at 10 a.m.
Where's it gonna be here?
Yes, sir.
March 10th at 10 o'clock.
It's a commission meeting, so.
I will make a motion that we set the hearing at 10 a.m. March the 10th.
I second it.
Okay, that's the day of our meeting anyway, isn't it?
Yes, a regular meeting.
Okay. All right. And we do have want to announce this, we have a work session set up for the 24th. I've got some information about inviting other people. We're going to try to get something set up to deal with abandoned property and
Oh, my.
charitable,
March 24th?
March
March
24th.
24th, okay.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
I'm like, today is the 24th.
You won't be here. What did you say?
No, she'll be
I
here.
was like, today is
She
the
thought it was,
24th.
she thought it was today.
I thought you were scheduling it for this week, okay.
February, March has the same days, Monday through Friday, except the 3 extra days in March. Huh?
That's good. I said, that's good.
It does. It's identical, first time, 4 days each week. Each month, I'm sorry. Okay, if there's nothing else, I have some papers to sign. If there is nothing else, you got anything?
Well, no, just for you to sign. I think everything.
Yeah. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Pass that on.
And, do we need to sign those?
I'll go, guys.
I was really good doing that job. I was really good when I thought we were. I know people are trying to go straight across, you know?
That's all right. Next time I'll just ask.
Things that they don't have to.
I know that's.
I never thought about it.
That's not going to anything like that. I don't know where.
Oh, yeah.
She's always in the courthouse.
Mostly you want to learn about that for you. That's her office. Yeah, that's what I was told. I can't confirm it or not. That's what
Yeah.
Well, this is.
Thank you much. Personal property, you're taking her off. Mine is.
Not the one during the day.
I tell you what, remind me that number 24, because we need to announce that out. See what-
Yeah, I spoke with you about it today, so I'm gonna start putting it out, because today was, it wasn't today that,
Yeah.
closing.
Yep.
We're 13 million.
She's never gonna get it out into the public, because what's gonna happen is we'll have them in to get their tag, or send them to jail.
I tell you what we need to do. I tell you what works better than announcements. Is if she would put it.
No, wait.
I do today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I did.